Hello everyone, and welcome to our today's webinar, which is brought to you by InternetVikings in collaboration with SiGMA Group. My name is Volodymyr, and I'll be your host today. Our speakers today are two rock stars of the iGaming industry. They are two founders of the companies which they represent today, Mr. Rickard Vikström and Mr. Eman Pulis from InternetVikings and SiGMA Group respectively. Our topic today seems to be a pretty hot one: how to reduce affiliate dependency. So it seems to be a pretty hot topic, but we thought, well, the hotter, the better. So be ready for a robust discussion. Several quick announcements at the beginning of our conversation. First of all, please type your questions in the chat box in the right bottom corner. We'll answer all of your questions at the end of our discussion during the Q&A time. Second thing is that everyone who will stay with us till the end of our discussion will have an opportunity to book free personal consultation with Rickard to receive his expert advice on securing the visibility of your brand. And third thing, that there will be an important announcement from Mr. Eman Pulis at the end of our webinar as well. So stick with us, stay tuned, and you'll receive a lot of value at the end. Before we get to our speakers, let's get to know our audience a little bit better. So please share with us where you are from and what industry you represent. Operators, affiliates, suppliers, please type your answers in the chat box. We would love to know where you're from and who you are. So, please. Okay, UK supplier from UK, Jason. Good to have you. Good to have you here, Jason, with us. Affiliate. Okay, operator from Sweden, Sweden affiliate. Hosting from Malta, UK. Pretty international audience we have here today. Operator from Spain. Toronto. Wow. Hi, Randy. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you for answers. Supplier Malta. Yeah. Jesper Scharbrink. Hello, Jesper. Good to have you with us today. Okay. Thanks for your answers. We appreciate your being active. So active listeners is good audience. Now, with no further ado, I will give the stage to our speakers, who will now introduce themselves. Although I'm sure that both of them are well known by our audience. Ladies and gentlemen, the founder of InternetVikings, Rickard Vikström.
Thank you so much, and really enjoying a lot of people here today at this webinar together with SiGMA. And a short background about myself. I've been working with the hosting industry for the last more than 15 years, 16 years actually. And I've been working with a hosting company called Vikström for the first couple of years, and then we started InternetVikings in 2008 to build it up what it is today with over 70 people. I also worked in the IT security space, founded Stay Secure, was the largest anti-spam company in Sweden, and also Holm Security and the Google Rank Tracker and Google Analysis software called Windshare. So that's me, and really looking forward to this.
Yeah, Thanks, Rickard. Thank you for finding time to talk to us today. And I believe we have some troubles with the connection. I can see that Mr. Eman Pulis is with us today, but we cannot see or hear him. So, Eman, can you hear us? Please type something in the chat box. There may be some troubles with the connection. Eman is with us. He can hear us.
Eman, I think you just need to press the microphone button, then it will automatically come up again. I think you accidentally clicked on it.
Yeah. Perfect. Great.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Brilliant. So a short introduction, always been an events guy, still am, since 2003. SiGMA started 2014. But because of COVID, lately we've also become a media company. So we morphed into an events and media company. Founded the SiGMA Group way back, and it keeps on growing year after year. Besides the SiGMA Group, I'm also the proud founder of the Affiliate Grand Slam. Our relationship with the affiliates has always been really, really close. I have an affiliate background myself, and I understand the importance of this pillar for the entire ecosystem of gaming.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for introducing yourself. I anticipate a profound conversation. So let's start the discussion we gathered for. So InternetVikings and SiGMA Group work closely with both operators and affiliates. How would you describe the collaboration between these two groups? How has it evolved over the past few years? Rickard, would you mind to start?
Absolutely. No, but it's a very interesting part of the ecosystem, like you say, of the iGaming. And it's like operators have a very hard time working and are not able to scale their business quick enough without the affiliates. And the affiliates need operators basically to send the traffic to. And the collaboration have been a great one for the last 20 years. And I think for the next 20 years as well. And it will be quite interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. Thank you. Eman, would you care to add something?
Yeah, well, at the beginning when I joined, I didn't know much about the industry back in 2013. But I can tell you one thing, there were a lot of affiliates out there, and the relationship between operators and affiliates was, and still is, great. However, I'm seeing a trend. The affiliate market is moving in a direction that is heavily dominated by mergers and acquisitions. So when before you had a lot of smaller affiliates, today and moving forward, you're going to have less and less affiliates who have a bigger significance in the decision-making power. So I'm a big fan of the balance of power, of a healthy relationship between affiliate and operator. And I hope to have the opportunity to maybe talk a bit more about this as this discussion goes forward.
Yes, for sure we will. And I believe that my next question is related to what you just said. So, Eman, affiliate programs seem to be a win-win deal for operators and affiliates. By splitting the workload of finding new customers, both casinos and affiliates can mutually benefit. Is it really necessary to reduce the dependency, as we say in our in the topic, in the title of our web?
Yeah, look, I think it's safe to say that spreading the eggs in different baskets is in the best interest, not only of the operator, but of the whole industry as a whole. The worst thing that can happen is having an operator who's so reliant on affiliates, especially in the beginning when they're starting out, that they burn out their cash flow and cannot go forward. So I've seen a number of operators struggling at the beginning just because they relied heavily on affiliates. And the worst thing that can happen to the industry is having multiple operators who cannot take off the ground. So because of that reason, I believe it's in the best interest not only of the operator, but also of the affiliate and the industry as a whole, that the sources of traffic are diversified and are not reliant heavily too much on affiliate.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Rickard, So we're talking about diversification of sources of traffic. So what effect does retained brand search traffic will have on the affiliate industry?
I don't think it will have that much of an effect. Like affiliates are doing an amazing job being like comparison sites, being targeting generic keywords, being able to do things and be so much quicker in different markets than operators cannot be, because they're usually like a bigger company. And like that's something, there will always be affiliates that helps the operator, especially going into new markets. So I think that this will just basically grow the business, as there will be better operators, there will be more good financial sustainable operators, and that will drive the industry forward in like the more long-term perspective.
Yeah, interesting. Eman, do you agree with this? Do you think an attempt to reduce affiliate dependency is something good for the industry as a whole?
Yeah, as I said, when you look at it holistically, it's in the best interest of the industry that risks are mitigated and that operators spread their eggs in different baskets. No, but I actually have an interesting question for Rickard. InternetVikings specializes in securing brand search traffic. What is your company? What can your company do for in-house marketing team of an operator? So what can the company provide to the operator?
No, but I think what we can help with is do like retain the Google search traffic for the operator on like in a more cost efficient way. It's very easy to do it in like one country for one brand, but if you want to do it in like 20 or 30 countries for 5-10 brands, then you need a partner to work with it, as you can't do everything. As you can't have, for example, in hosting, you can't have servers all over the world. That is why you use cloud hosting providers. So you can actually split to have different hosting providers. But if you also look... sorry.
Oh, please go ahead.
Yeah. No, but if you look into it, this is not only about the search traffic. This is also about all ways of getting traffic to an operator. There could be either search traffic, there could be domain traffic. If an operator goes into a new territory or new market, then the operator need to have secured their domain names to be able to know that the traffic, the type-in traffic to their operator's site should go to the operator and not through an affiliate. And that is something that also is super important for an operator.
And what happens? I mean, we're seeing a lot of operators now expanding beyond their comfort shores in, let's say, Europe. So whereas before it was all about Scandinavian traffic, UK traffic, now you have these same operators looking at other markets outside of Europe, including Asia, including Latin America. How trickier does brand protection become at that stage?
No, but I think it's pretty tricky, because if you go into a lot of new markets, if you do like 1-2 markets in Southeast Asia and you do 2 markets in LATAM, then you spread. If you have just one SEO department, then you spread your resources too thin, and you need to work with a partner to help you. It's to be efficient within your within your core business. But like you said, and that is also where an affiliate can, because InternetVikings are working a lot with affiliates, and that's where affiliates really can drive some good traffic and really help operators to get into new markets and to expand quickly. And we have seen the success of a lot of operators going into new territories. That's because they are good at handling new traffic sources, new affiliates, to scale it up more quicker than other operators.
Yeah. Gentlemen, I believe that everyone will love to hear more from you when you like to discuss it in depth. But for now, I really want to read this comment on the chat. So Claire Wellard says, was watching live on Facebook. Glad to join the group here as well to read comments from the viewers as well. So we would like to hear comments from viewers, and especially when we have this question, because this question was submitted to us in the registration form, and I will want to ask our audience, what is the healthy percentage of new customers that are coming from affiliates versus the house? What do you guys think? Our listeners, what do you guys think? Let's see. What do operators think? What do affiliates think? Go ahead and type your answers. 8 to 20 seems really healthy to me.
Who is 82 and who is 22?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 75 to 25, Janet says. Depends on the market. Yeah, that's true.
So the affiliate is the 75 or the 25?
I believe operators should receive 75. If I'm wrong, please correct me. 70 operated, 30 affiliate. Okay,
there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have some more answers. Depends on commission affiliates get. We currently get about 30 from affiliate, 70% from operator. Correct. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Janet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Rickard. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I also I discussed this with Peter, our CEO, just before, like today, and he, the operators that he had worked with, they also targeted around 30%, 35%. That was where they were pushing it to. I've seen some operators nowadays that are actually can go up to 50% affiliate traffic, and that is, my opinion, a lot. And you become 50% of all your new customers are coming through affiliates. It's a big risk, and usually above the line marketing should be more efficient than that.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and again, this ties up to what we were discussing before as well. When before you had a lot of affiliates, the negotiation table took a certain route, but as time goes by, and this is something the operators need to keep in mind, as time goes by and the M&A space becomes even more heated and there's less affiliates out there but bigger ones, the negotiation table is going to take a different dynamic, so beware of that, I'd say to the operators. And if you're relying heavily on affiliates, you want to make sure you mitigate that risk, because we want you in it for the long run. The worst thing that can happen for an affiliate or for the industry as a whole is operators burning out and crashing down. Yeah. And yes, I would agree with Rickard. I'd say if you're roaming around the 50% mark, I think you should start thinking about mitigating some of that risk.
Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen, for your answers. I hope that the person that has submitted this question is with us today and heard the answer. Okay, so Rickard, again, we're talking about diversifying sources of traffic. So, and we're talking about brand search traffic, right? What are the ways to retain that traffic?
Yeah, no, but basically there's two ways. First of all, to be able, you need to rank top 5 on your brand name on Google, together with suffixes like bonus, no deposits, free spins, and so on, and also country specific ones, so that you don't just have the first position on Google, but all top 5. Together with, of course, owning your own brand domain names, that you know that you have that for all markets that you are active in, so you don't give away your trademark. And the operator should make money on your investments into TV commercial, radio, anything that's the kind of activities you do. and you shouldn't like give away that traffic to affiliates, because affiliates like are doing an amazing job to get like the generic traffic, getting like showing new casinos to new markets and so on. And that's the real benefits of being an affiliate, and that traffic is also so valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what is your solution to that? How can you?
Well,
yeah.
Sorry, Rick, but I think what you mentioned, ranking among the top 5 for your keywords is probably the top priority for any operator, to reduce the dependency on relying heavily on SEO done on other sites by affiliates. And I think the brand protection by acquiring the domains for different geos, I think at an advanced stage, is also very important. You don't want your brand name to be owned by an affiliate, by someone else. You want to own your IP.
It could be an affiliate, could also be like competitor. Like you want to be 100% control over your brand name.
Yeah.
Even worse, and sending traffic to their own casino with your own brand name. It's terrible.
Yeah. So what are the ways for brand protection? So as you say.
I'm sorry?
What are the ways for this brand protection, for domain brand protection? So could you name some? So those are 2 main ways, right?
Yeah. No, but if I were someone, I would actually start with that. Just like if you have control over that, then you have gone a long way. Like there's a lot of, especially big operators that are doing an amazing job on it. But we are seeing that now, the last year, I would say, the like mid-range operators are getting there as well. But it's been taking some time, and you have like the big, like super global operators that have done brand protection on Google for the last 10 years.
Mm. Yeah.
I actually had a question for Rickard on this front.
Yeah.
And when it comes to brand protection, let's take an example. Betsin.se, betsin.com. It's probably easier to control or to reclaim your brand if it's within European parameters, no? Because the legal framework is European. How do you deal with brand protection when we're talking about betsin.br, betsin.cn? How harder it is to protect yourself against someone else acquiring those domains?
No, but of course, and like if you look on an international level for .com domain names, there is a way called UDRP to basically retain your domain name if you have the trademark for it. There's also a lot of different ways in Europe how to retain your domain name, but bottom line, if you have the trademark for that region, then you will usually get the domain name. Especially if it's like super, if it's just including your brand name, or like betsoncasino.no, Betson would probably be able to get that one, even that they don't have Betson Casino as a trademark, maybe. But as you said, like China is a completely different game. It is harder to get it, and therefore, like what I always suggest to everyone is like it costs you like $10, $20, $30 to register a domain name in like per country. So it's not a lot.
Just do it.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Exactly.
Exactly to the big.
All the operators watching, grab someone or do it yourself, and just buy all the domains you can buy before someone else nicks them from you, basically.
Because reclaiming one would cost you like 10k euros, something in that range.
Yeah.
So, and then that is what you would have spent for all domain renewal for the next coming years.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, guys. That's all. Sounds very interesting, and we will get back to that again. But I assume people would like to hear about some examples of that protection from you, Rickard. So, and that's why I think it's worth bringing up another question from a registration form. It's not actually a question, it's a request. So the person is asking about this. I would like to see a practical example on how via InternetVikings you increase the brand share and protect it from affiliates.
And with this, like, we have a lot of different examples all over the world. One that we usually talk about is Wunderino. It's one of the largest nowadays, I think, the operators in Germany. They've done an amazing job building that company for the last 4 years. And we have helped them for the last 3 years to be able to protect their brand on Google, because they have been doing a lot of TV commercial, a lot of above-the-line marketing, and they had a problem before that they lost a lot, like over 50%, over 60% of the traffic went through affiliate. And what we have done is created a lot of sites so to retain that traffic. So now the 78% of the brand search share is going through Wunderino's own sites and not via affiliates. And this is just for their trademark. This is nothing to do with other affiliate traffic or other generic traffic in Germany. And so we are very happy with that like proof of concept that we have created.
Yeah. Eman, do you have a comment on this?
Well, the Wunderino case is very, very interesting. What I was wondering, rather than giving feedback on it, is we spoke about ranking high on Google, but with many operators going outside of even Google territory, what happens when you need to rank high on other search engines which are dominant to a specific geo, let's say Korea, or let's say other search engines which are dominant in those regions?
But it's an interesting way, and especially for us, like for the last 3 years, both being with Eman in Asia and also being there in Manila, talking to the operators there. You have Japan, which is Yahoo, but it's Google-backed Yahoo search engine. So
it's essentially the same algorithms.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Apply, right? Yeah.
But if you look at in Korea, you have Naver and 360. You have Baidu in China. But if you look in Korea, if you rank on Google, then you usually rank pretty well on other search engines like Bing, like Naver, and so on. Baidu is a little bit different. I would say that you need a lot of more domain names. You need a lot of more sites around your site to build up the power of it. If you compare it to like Sweden, for example. But Baidu there's a lot of other obstacles in the Chinese market that you need to be aware of.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. By the way, I think it's a good moment to remind our listeners that if they have questions, they should type them into the chat box, because we will have a Q&A section, time for a Q&A really soon. And all your questions, I hope all of them will be answered. So please go ahead and don't hesitate to drop a line. Okay, so Rickard, you're talking about creating sites, right?
Yeah.
Brand protection sites. How long would it take to create those sites, and how long does it take to promote it?
To create a site and build everything up, it usually takes a few months. And then to promote it and build it up, as you cannot do search engine optimization quickly. You need to do it slowly, steady, and at a good velocity. Always the same velocity. So I would say that 6 months to 9 months, that's when we start seeing some real traction. And after 9 months, that's when we start seeing a good ROI on the projects. And then
that's usually how many.
Please.
Usually, how many sites on a normal case, a normal operator? Usually, how many neighboring sites you need to start feeding off with content, with links?
Yeah, I think around 5 to 10 sites, like brand protection sites. We tend to build.
So it's not an exorbitant number.
Yeah, so we tend to build a few extra, and that is just like 5 to 10 per country and brand name. So we tend to build a few extra just to be able to mitigate if there's something happened with the domain name, or if there's something going on. Then we just have a few other sites coming up afterwards.
And so the sites, they're not dormant sites, they're actually alive with fresh content, and I mean it's a task to keep those sites brimming with activity. No,
exactly, but that's why we have like 70 people like only focusing on this. It's not something that we created yesterday. It's been taking us 12 years to build it up, and a lot of man hours and smart people in our company to build it. And now we can like do it efficiently, but it would taken quite a while.
Yeah, of course. Well, having a team, I can relate to how uneasy it is to build a team that can work together as well as your guys do.
Yeah. Yes, really, this all sounds very interesting. However, there is a question operators, I assume, would want to ask. How will search engines react to this strategy? Are there risks? Rickard?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's any risks because search engines, their primary goal, Google, since like the Panda update, is to the visitors should be able to get to what they're searching for directly. If they're searching for a brand name, they should get to that brand, not through a middleman. And that is all about like what the Google Panda update was about almost 10 years ago. And that is what Google have been trying to make better and better for the last 10 years. So this is not something new. This is just something that keeps evolving. And
actually, another curiosity related to this previous question. Some say that links are becoming less relevant the more Google updates its algorithms. Some also believe content is king, so the more genuine content is the thing that's going to rank you the best. But those rules apply. Do those rules apply equally to all casinos, or is there a distinction between a new casino that has no links whatsoever, or a site that has multiple organic links already? Do these guys carry their SEO with the same ruler, or are links more beneficial to one over the other?
No, but I would say you need. I think you're in something here. Like you need to build it up. You can't just, if you're a new operator, you can't just push a lot of links to it. You need to build it up. You can't, and because SEO is all about promoting that, showing that you have a good site, and showing that to the internet that you actually have a good site. And it's not that you should go out and buy links. You should just get links from partners. You should get links from whoever actually should and wants to link to your site. And it's a little bit of a different if you look at either like SiGMA. If you want to rank SiGMA, then I would not go and try to get links. I would work with content, because you have a lot of great links to that site because you're a media company. But if I have like Rickard Casino Affiliate.se, no one would love to link to that site, because it's just a small casino affiliate. And that is the kind of difference between those two ways of building SEO. So I would say in for example SiGMA, I would work with content. If I had just Rickard small casino affiliate.se, I would work both with content and with links.
Gotcha. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. But I have 3 more questions to go. So, Eman, would you say that this is something operators and industry as a whole can benefit from, like those approaches that Rickard is talking about?
Right, yeah, absolutely. It also relates closely to human resources, to HR. How fast can you build a team of 10, 20 people to handle your SEO, your brand protection as effectively as a company of 70 who's been doing this for 12 years now? Yeah. And I don't mean to be giving Rick a red carpet treat here, but credit where credit's due, if I was starting off and I had to do it myself from scratch, I would probably do so many mistakes that it would end up costing me way too much to run with it myself. Yeah. So absolutely, I think they can provide terrific value.
Yeah.
But and I just want to add, like in the end of the day, we, as any other marketing activity, we need to show a positive ROI. Like that's in the end of the day, the easiest thing to track is traffic coming in through a website, and that could be like a brand protection website.
That
in the end of the day,
I don't know if we're
a positive ROI.
In fact, I don't know if we're discussing this later on, but what is a company when is a company expected to break even in terms of its ROI? So how much are they putting into your coffers, and when do they expect to see the return from the get-go in terms of dependency?
Yeah, no, but it's not that much. Like we see like a positive ROI after around 30 FTDs or NDCs a month. So like 1 per day. That's usually the case. Like 1 to 1.5 new players a day through our brand protection sites before our operators or customers start seeing a positive ROI on it. So it's not a lot of players that that needs to come through the site, and that is why, for example, Vonderino are doing so great with this project.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And this is stuff that the operator can track, obviously, because
of course, yes, it's all trackable.
If your numbers are showing 50% dependency on affiliates or 60% dependency on affiliates, and that's going down within the next 6, 7, 8, 9 months, then those are the results that are speaking for themselves.
Yeah. So I believe in our audience we have not only operators and affiliates, but representatives of other industries as well. So my question is this approach that you're describing, Rickard, is it for iGaming only, or other industries can benefit from this strategy as well?
But I think we will start seeing a lot of other consumer brands start working on the same thing. Obviously, the iGaming industry, as it's one of the smartest people in the world that's working within iGaming, because it's quite challenging and it's a very interesting industry. That's where it all starts. And then I think we'll see a lot in the e-commerce and everything around like B2C sales in e-commerce will have brand protection, because you want to protect your brand. If you have an affiliate or selling shoes or being a brand in any sort.
Yeah, I concur with Rick. And if there's one vertical where I'm looking forward to see affiliates coming in vociferously is the hemp business, CBD, THC, talking about cannabis, both recreational and medical. So we know that countries worldwide, they are regulating the space. And when regulation kicks in, it provides fertile soil for brands to start competing with one another. So whenever you have brands, you have affiliates.
Right.
So my suggestion to affiliates out there is keep that vertical close to your mind because it's coming.
Yeah. So thanks. That's very interesting thoughts. And like my last question is a general one to both of you. So how would you assess the future of affiliation in iGaming? So we're talking about iGaming again. So Eman, what is your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I might have said it before. I'm all for balance of power. So when I came in back in 2014, there seemed to be a healthy balance of power between operators and affiliates. And I would dread to see a situation where very few affiliates have total control on the negotiation table. So I'd like to see the balance of power restored in the best interest not only of the operator, but also of the affiliate and the industry as a whole.
Yeah, so balance is the key, right? Yeah,
Absolutely.
Rickard.
No, but I totally agree. Balance between every parties and also new markets. Like Eman said before, there's been a lot of focus on like the Scandinavian countries, UK, if you look back a few years.
Yeah.
But as that one is getting more and more regulated, we are seeing operators moving to other parts of the world, and that's where the like double-digit or triple-digit growth will happen within the next couple of years. It won't happen in Sweden, obviously.
Can totally concur with that. With so much AML, so much KYC going on in Europe, I'm seeing everyone looking outside of these comfort shores. So whether it's an operator, suppliers, even regulators, I mean lawyers, not regulators, but lawyers, affiliates, everyone is looking outside of Europe because the market is huge. I mean, look at Asia, 4.5 billion people as opposed to 500 million people in Europe. The market is insane, still highly unregulated. So the opportunities, both for regulation and affiliates to kick in time, are endless.
Yeah. And you have the US. Like you have states in the US that's bigger than Sweden that is regulating. And it's going to be quite interesting when that starts really to pick up in a few years' time.
Yeah. So thanks. That would be all the questions from my part, but we will have some questions from our audience, and we will go ahead now and take some time for questions. So if you have questions, please type them into the chat box. We will show them in a minute, but let's start with the one that was submitted in a registration form. So the question is this: what's your take on Google May 4th update impact on affiliate websites? What changed from your perspective? Thanks.
But I can take that one, and I don't think that might have changed. Like this is like Google want to send the visitor, the user of the Google search engine directly to like where they can do whatever the search intent was made for. So if they're searching for a brand name, they should go directly to that brand. If they're searching for like sheep shoes or something like that, then that's what they should find. And that is what Google is trying to do. And I think the updates the last couple of years has only been an extension of that. And that's what Google are focusing on.
Yeah, thanks. Do we have another question? I believe we have. Okay, so the question from Justin is, do you then just redirect them all to your actual domain name? And by them, I believe Justin means brand protection
traffic.
website. Yeah, traffic. Well,
depends. We them all. So we redirect, like when you build a brand protection site, you build up a site, you build up a proper, good-looking website that have a great conversion rate to the operator, and then the traffic then is going with a lot of good content, and the traffic is going from that site to the operator. And if you look into the domain management and domain handling, for example, we talked about Betsson before. If Betsson.se would probably redirect to Betsson.com, as that's where they have the Betsson operator site, and then it's just a redirect. But that has nothing to do with search engine optimization.
Okay, thanks. We hope that answers Justin's question. Do we have next one? Yes. Who else besides InternetVikings can do that? That's a tricky question.
No, but I think it's a good one. This is probably one of the best ones because it is a very valid one. And I think if you look into, especially the operators operating out of Malta, like brand protection haven't been that much of a focus. We usually see a lot of in-house teams. I think there was someone else writing that here in the chat box as well, that you can do this internally. Of course you can. But it's all about doing it at scale and without and optimizing your internal resources. You can have data centers and so on, but you don't want that.
If I may, if I may, Rickard, we've worked before. We've used your services, Rick, as well. And I'd say one doesn't need to exclude the other. So yes, start building your own team, but it doesn't mean you can't engage outside experts who have done this for a living for a number of years.
Yeah. Because in the end of the day, it's all about having a positive ROI on the project. It's as any other marketing investment. You should have a positive ROI on it. Otherwise, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Next question. Seems like these things can be applied to tourist business. Am I right? Jeanette?
100%. Especially if you have a well-known hotel, like Waldorf Astoria, Hilton, or if you were like a Ritz-Carlton, you don't want affiliates, aka Booking.com, Expedia, Hotels.com, piggyback on your brand name. Because if you are searching for Ritz-Carlton Hong Kong, you are getting Booking.com and hotels. And Ritz-Carlton should probably own those first Google results themselves. But if you look into the travel affiliates, they're so good at SEO, and they are getting that traffic out of the brand searches. So, of course, especially for hotel, this can be really, especially the high-end hotels, they could be really something to work on.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. We have a few more. So 100 of brand traffic should belong to operator, no? Jason?
I don't think you will reach 100%, but you should be over 90 at least, for sure.
Eman, do you agree on that? Eman?
Well, of course I do, yeah.
Okay. Okay, next one. I can see the benefit for operators, how affiliation can benefit from it. Rose Goodwill asked this question. So.
No, but I can start with it. I think this is a lot what Eman was saying before, that there should be there needs to be a balance between affiliates and operators. And if an operator are investing 50 million in a TV commercial, then affiliates shouldn't piggyback on that traffic, because then in the end of the day, they will not be able to pay to have a sustainable business, and will not be able to do a good marketing campaigns, and will not be able to pay high CPAs or hybrid or rev share deals. So in the end of the day, it's just about having a sustainable business and seeing this on a longer term than just a few months. See this as a 5-10 years perspective. Then you need to have this collaboration between affiliates and operators.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so operators and affiliation collaboration will not suffer from it.
I wouldn't say that, not in the long run.
Yeah.
If you look into the iGaming or the gaming industry, just a few percentage is online. I think it's like 5% or not even that. That's online.
It's going up slowly. But
Yeah.
Slowly but steadily.
And that is the kind of thing, like we are working at if you look at the global scale, a very small industry, and that will go from offline to online the next 5, 10, 20 years. Yeah. And that is when we all should like focus on and how to build that as efficient as possible, because then we can make some real money.
Yeah, thanks. I believe our next question is to Eman. Mr. Pulis, please can you elaborate on your opinion for BP with CBD with regard to law regulations? So,
well, in what sense, though? I mean, are we talking about CBD here or about brand protection?
I believe BP is for brand protection, and what's yeah. So Anneke,
well, it's still early days.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, it's still early days for cannabis because it is highly unregulated, especially when we're talking about recreational. When we're talking about medical, it's more regulated out there, and brands, Afria, Zanabis, there's a number of brands that started competing for market share. So, the more regulation kicks in, the more brands are going to be competing for that market share, and it's still embryonic. The CBD business is still in its embryonic stage, and I think the opportunities for affiliates are going to be huge as we go along. Obviously, it's also a logistical maze in terms of regulation, because what's allowed in one state is allowed differently in another state. So there's going to be other headaches which are not so common in the online gambling space. To be honest with you, I don't know much more about it, but I know it's an interesting space because states worldwide are waking up to it. Brands are cropping up, not only for medical but also for recreational use, and the opportunities are endless there as well.
Yeah, thanks, and thanks from Anneke. Okay, and the question from Greg Gomez: how do we occupy more spaces on the Serps for brand terms, given that there are a number of spaces on a Serp, and we now have a Twitter, etc., that can fill those results for the brand terms? Seems pretty specific, Rickard.
Occupy more space. Basically, either if you use it by that you can either use your Twitter account to occupy those spaces. The problem with using Twitter, Facebook, social media account to occupy the spaces in the search engine result page, as the Serp is like the acronym for.
Yeah, thanks.
The problem with that is that you can't track the ROI on those. You can only see that, okay, we're getting more traffic to our Twitter account, to our Facebook account, but not that you are gaining players from it. That is the good thing of having like specific brand protection sites that drive the traffic to your main site that is tagged with a conversion tracker, so you can actually see the kind of ROI on a project like that.
Yeah.
But I would do I've seen operators that do both. The only problem is that if you do the social media, it's probably easier to rank it, but you can't track it and you don't know the player won't convert as easy, and you won't be able to see how much that marketing investment is worth.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. I believe that answers the question. We have another one from Mio. How do you protect your brand from all the paid ad spots in the Serp?
That's a good one. That is a very tricky part, because in regard to the Google guidelines, you can't do that. You are able to bid on your competitor's brand name, and that is what a lot of iGaming operators and also some affiliates are doing. So I would say it's very hard to do it. If you look into the brand protection, it works. You have a higher CTR, click-through rate on markets where you can't do Google ads for iGaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. I believe that was our last question. So thank you, sirs, for this profound discussion. Lots of insights, lots of information to process. I believe our listeners agree with me if I say that it was an hour well spent. So, and now we have two quick but important announcements. So first, as promised, you have the opportunity to book personal consultation with Rickard to receive his expert advice regarding your situation with affiliation dependency. And now you can see the link in the chat box. By clicking on it, you'll have this chance to schedule your appointment. So go ahead and schedule your meeting with Rickard and discuss your situation. You can see the link in the chat box. Book a meeting with Rickard, calendly.com, Rickard Vikström, 15 minutes. So go ahead and do that. And the announcement from Mr. Pulis. So Eman, I will give the stage to you. Back.
Thanks, Vlad. Yes, SiGMA gave us, COVID gave us a lot of time to think. And a few things we did was launch a new show in Africa and launch a new show in Latin America. We listened to a lot of affiliates, we listened to a lot of operators and suppliers who are looking outside of Europe, and the feedback for those two shows has been overwhelming. Coming up this month, because of COVID, we're doing it virtually, but if LATAM is on your radar, whether you're an affiliate, whether you're an operator, I strongly encourage you to tune in and register for this show. The fee is on us, so we're taking this one. You can subscribe for free by going on to sigma.world, www.sigma.world.
Yes, and also you can see the registration link to SiGMA Americas in the chat box. So go ahead and register now.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Internet Vikings are looking forward to this event. So let's meet and chat at SiGMA Americas, 22nd and 24th September this year. It will be a lot of fun, I believe. So, okay,
thank you.
That would be all. Thank you, everyone, for attending this webinar. We appreciate you being here with us. We thank Rickard and Eman for the time that they spent with us today. Please visit the websites of Internet Vikings and SiGMA. Follow our social media pages, and we will see you next time. Hope to see you next time at our next webinars. So stay tuned and have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.